Okay, I'm out in Bellevue looking at a job that we have under contract, job number 20143. And I've been asked to now separate this project into 3 bids. So, we'll have some fun here. So we're going to use job number 20143 and we're going to revise it to include the larger portion of this project. This is 173rd Avenue Northeast, and this is the plat for the Campbell Pagan short plat. Okay, in this bid, we need to include traffic control on it, like we did before, to do this work out on 173rd Avenue Northeast. Scope of work here is going to be a certain section right here to rip out and put back, and then there's going to be a line item for grind and overlay, and then also a bid option for grind and overlay. So I'm going to give you, since I'm down here at this end, I'm going to give you the bid option real quick, and that is to do 118 feet by 10 feet of grind and overlay. They have 8-inch asphalt out here, so I don't remember what the rule is when doing a grind and overlay out here. If you got to go full depth and then do the 2 4-inch lifts or not, but that's something that we need to double check on. 118 feet by 10 feet. So that starts right here. You can see the little line just out across the pedestrian sign there. They want to take out this lane, and my measurement is from the center lane, this side of the buttons, so the buttons can stay. So this side of the buttons to the fog line is 118 feet going down. Okay, that 118 feet stops. This is, by the way, a section that the city just marked off, and the customer is going to try to fight the city on this area, hoping he won't have to do it. But there's 118 feet right here where that imaginary line would be. 118 feet by 10. That's a bid option for grind and overlay. Okay, that's the bid option. Now, the base bid for grind and overlay is going to be all the way across to this fog line and all the way down to the existing patch that's just been done. Those measurements are 29 by 12, 25 by 19, and 93 by 30. This takes it all the way to the edge, past the fog line and over to the shrubs there. Okay, this large portion, this 93 by 30, takes you all the way down to I believe it's not this first mark, but right after this patch right to here. Okay, that's 93 by 30. Then you've got the 29 by 12, which goes from fog line all the way over to the curb, and then you've got the 29 by 12 that goes in and ties in there. So we'll also need to throw in this base bid about 6 RPMs, one being a type 2 RPM right there, and then you've got these 6 type 1 RPMs. Down here you got to add in another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. So you got to add in 12 more buttons. That's 10 more type 1 RPMs and 2 more type 2 RPMs. The type 2s go on the end of each skip line here. Okay, so that's the base bid for grind and overlay. Then you've got this section that we need to do in our base bid. This was part of the contract before, but we need to go from fog line over. We need to cut out this section of asphalt here. There's still another 6 or 7 inches of asphalt right here that we need to cut out, and the rest is gravel that we'll have to dig out. But we also are going to have to cut approximately 228 feet of asphalt, 8 inches thick, 228 feet from the fog line over to cut that out. I'm sorry, no. I'm trying to think what we'll have to do here. This is before the grind and overlay. So, you know, on that grind and overlay, why don't you back up there? On that section over there where I said it was 118 feet by 10 as the bid option, you need to go 118 feet by 12. 118 feet by 12 on the bid option. And then over here in this section where I said it was 93 by 30, that needs to be 93 by 32. Instead of it being 93 by 30, make it 93 by 32. And then this 25 by 19, you need to make that 25 by or no, that's correct. The 25 by 19 is correct. The 29 by 12 needs to be 29 by 14, okay? So change that to 29 by 14 and 93 by 32 on the grind and overlay. And then on this bid option of 118 by 10, it needs to be 118 by 12. Okay, so I've just made that correction. So now on this, from here to the existing cut right there, he wants to patch this in right now. He doesn't want to have final lift on it yet, but we'll eventually need to. We'll need to do 2 4-inch lifts. He just wants the first 4-inch lift in on the first mobilization, and then a second mobilization to come back, put the final lift in when we do the grind and overlay. Okay, so this is 228 feet by 6. Okay, 228 by 6 down this stretch. He said we could just leave this right now if we wanted to, or he said we can cut it out if we want to the fog line. It's up to us, but he said we can cut it out. I'm thinking we just patch in what we need to. As you get down into here in this area, we'll probably need a clean edge, so we'll probably have to cut right here on the outside of the fog line in order to get that 6 feet. So yeah, so I would say we'll have to cut out of that 228 feet. We'll need to cut probably 93 feet, 95 feet by 1 foot of 8-inch asphalt down here. And then an additional like 20 feet of this, 30 feet of this will be will need to be removed. He said he wants to have this cut all the way over. Sorry, I'm making corrections as we're doing this video. So, you know what? Screw it. On this section right here, let's make sure we cut all of this out, like I said, from here over and go 228 feet by 6, which means about 100 feet of this, we're going to have to cut some of this asphalt out. And 30 feet of it is going to be a 30 foot by 6 foot, and then the rest of it's going to be only about a foot and a half to saw cut along that fog line. Alright, so this scope of work here on 173rd needs to be done first. It's only a 2-lane road. This loops around out to the other side if people need a detour, but we do need to provide our own flagging. They have the traffic control plans approved, so that's all said and done. Okay, so that work right there is it for this bid. So we will revise that job number and make it this. Any other questions, let me know.